Hi there, welcome to the cable company, and this is my NASA, and this is a fact sheet of the Mercury astronauts. We're doing a biography. This is the continuation of before. Alan Bartlett Shepard Jr., number 6. Alan B. Shepard Jr., commander in the U.S. Navy, was born November 18, 1923 in East Derry, N. 8 period. The couple have 2 daughters. He studied 1 year at Admiral Farragut Academy, Toms River, New Jersey, and then entered the Naval Academy in Annapolis. He was graduated from Annapolis in 1944. He also later graduated from the Naval War College, Newport, RRI, in 1958. Shepard saw service on the destroyer Coast Grove in the Pacific during World War II. He then entered plane training at Corpus Christi, Texas, and Pensacola, Florida. He received his wings in March 1947, subsequent service at the North Fork Naval Air Station in Jacksonville, Florida. He also spent several tours in the Mediterranean. Shepard went to test pilot school at Patuxent River, MD, and served 2 hours in the flight test there. During his service, he took part in high-altitude tests to obtain data on light and different altitudes and in a variety of air masses over North Atlantic continent. He also took part in experiments and tests and development of the Navy's in-flight refueling system carrier, suitably trials of the F-2H-3 Banshee, and Navy trials of the first Angler carrier deck. He was operations officer on his squadron and made 2 tours with it to the Western Pacific on board the carrier Oriskany. He has been engaged in the testing of the F-3H Demon, the F-8U Crusader, the F-4D Skyray, and the F-11F Tiger Cat. He was project test pilot on the F-5D Skylancer. The last 5 months at Patuxent were spent as an instructor in the test pilot school. After his graduation from the Naval War College, Shepard joined the staff of the Commander-in-Chief Atlantic Fleet. He has 30,600 hours of flying time, 1,700 in jets. Shepard's hobbies are golf, ice skating, and water skiing. Excuse me. Number 7, Donald Kent Slayton. Donald K. Slayton, a major in the U.S. Air Force, was born March 1st, 1924 in Sparta, Wisconsin. The Slaytons have 1 son. He entered the University of Minnesota in January 1947 and was graduated with a degree in aeronautical engineering in August of 1949. Slayton entered the Air Force as an aviation cadet in 1942, and after instruction at Vernon, Texas, and Williams, Arizona, won his wings in April 1943. He flew 56 combat missions and B-25s in Europe. In mid-1944, he returned to this country as a B-25 instructor pilot at Columbia, South Carolina, and then served with a unit checking out pilots in the A-26. He went to Okinawa in April of 1945, where he flew 7 combat missions over Japan. He was an instructor pilot in the B-25 aircraft for about a year after the war. Following his graduation from the University of Minnesota, he was aeronautical engineering with Boeing Aircraft Company in Seattle, Washington, until recalled in the early 1951 to active duty with the Air National Guard. On his recall, he was assigned as maintenance flight test officer of an F-51 squadron. He then spent a year and 1/2 as technical inspector and a light period as fighter pilot and maintenance officer in Germany. He returned to the United States in June of 1955 and attended the Air Force Flight Test Pilot School at Edwards Air Force Base, California. In January 1956, he became an experimental test pilot at Edwards, where he had flown all jet fighter aircraft built for the Air Force. He has 3,400 flying hours, 2,000 in jets. Slayton holds the air medal with clusters. His hobbies are hunting, fishing, shooting, archery, photography, and skiing. Okay, number 3, the mission. The mission of the Mercury astronauts is to provide the human factor for the accomplishment of spaceflight missions with vehicles where onboard human intelligence and operations are required. The astronauts will provide technical experiences to the program gained through the astronaut training, engineering education, and test pilot background. He will provide a means to evaluate the psychological and the physiological effects of a space environment on man, to establish man's capabilities and limitations for performing useful missions in space, and to assist in the development of improved manned vehicles with increased capabilities performing important advanced missions. 4. Training. The training of the 7 astronauts has been diversified and extremely intensive. Over the years, the phases of the training have ran the gamut, from academic classroom training in the basic science to the actual manning of the Mercury spacecraft in suborbital flight. Each of the 7 astronauts was assigned a specific area of the program to familiarize himself with, and each has subsequently become an expert in his respective specialty. Naturally, as an astronaut must not only maintain his excellent physical condition, but he must improve his reflex reactions. This is accomplished by flying regular training missions in high-performance aircraft. These training flights also give the astronauts addition to assimilation. Instrument flight training and the cycling of high-altitude, high-speed flight. 5. Accomplishments. The astronauts as a team have made many significant contributions to the program in the form of engineering recommendations. An example being the incorporation of an explosive primer cord around the entrance hatch to provide a means of rapid merging egress and a need should arise. Of course, the more dramatic and apparent accomplishments are the historic suborbital flights of Alan B. Shepard Jr. and Virgil L. Grissom on May 5, 1961 and July 21st, 1961, respectively. Both of these flights were boosted downrange by the Mercury Redstone booster and approximately 300 miles and an approximate 100-mile altitude. John H. Glenn Jr. is scheduled to be boosted into orbit around the Earth in the later part of January 1962 atop the Mercury Atlas, the booster that placed the chimpanzee Enos into orbit about the Earth on December the 2nd, 1961. And I don't know what the devil the dogs are going crazy about, but that's a fact sheet right there. That was the astronauts on the Mercury project. And I don't want you to forget about Lace's grandbaby law. That's what this is all about, is Lace's grandbaby law. I want to dedicate this to Lace Ann Ringer Moat. She was an organ donor and she didn't want to be, okay? And that's what Lace's grandbaby law is about. It tells them that they can't do that, okay? They can't use brain dead as an excuse to get your organs anymore, okay? Because you're brain dead when your body quits functioning. Maybe if none of your organs working or nothing, you may have brain dead then. But as long as everything's going on, and you know what? I know for a fact, because Lisa couldn't have computed what was going on if she had been dead, like they said. It makes it all easy and everything. Oh, she's dead. Oh God, you accept it, but she did something special for me, man. She jumped off that deathbed and she come back and she told a couple of us, and we all know what happened. And they done this to her, man. 30 days later, she's got a donor tag on her. Don't let them get my organ, Gator. Please don't let them get my organ. Over my dead body, and that's about the most ignorantest thing anybody could say, is they could stop these murdering thieves, and they're murderers and they thieves, okay? And we got robotics now, okay? I've been reading it to you. You see what they got the alloy. They've had the alloy that goes in your body and it don't rust. And you gotta take a lot of medicine, but Oh, you got to take a lot of medicine like that one donor. That one lady, the recipient, she had to have 2 donors give her a heart. Okay, and that's a sad thing. But see, we got robotics now that can replace your arms, and they can they can fix my eyes, and they can do it all now. Robotics it's cost a little bit more, but once Lisa's grandbaby law is in place, and we say no, you can't do this to us anymore, then it'll start happening, and you'll see all and it'll be they're sophisticated, it'll be great. You'll be able to walk and talk and be happy. Okay, everybody's gonna be happy. And you won't have to kill nobody and ruin somebody's existence. I mean, this has killed my whole perspective of life. I'm naive, I'm dumb and blue-eyed and blonde, just like she was. We're both naive. Don't be naive like us. When you get married, get that piece of paper. You gotta have that piece of paper. They make you have that piece of paper. Or we thought it would ruin us, and hell, it ruined us not getting it. Ain't that some shit, Well, I don't think it wouldn't matter. They wanted their orders. It wouldn't matter who's gonna pay for all this, And of course, she would have been on my Social Security, but I had something that we didn't do. It just. She had in her mind she could leave if she wanted to leave. I had the same way. I could leave if I wanted. I think that was like ownership. And we didn't want that. We was happy the way it was. Hey, she'd have never left me, man. That was the best girl I ever had, man. That's the best woman I ever knowed, And I miss her real bad. And I want you to think about this. I want you to say I'm not going to allow that. I'm going to join Gator in his quest, to stop these murdering thieves. That's what I want to do. I want to stop them. And it's all over. I mean, it's in every state. And we got 4 facilities here in the state of Georgia. If you're listening to me out there and you're in another state, it's happening right now. It's happening. And they going through. I don't know if they still in our hospital or they moved on, but I believe it. I believe this is a nasty thing that's going on. You ain't got no insurance. I don't even care if you got all insurance and you got your surviving will or whatever. Hey, don't think they own you. They own you when you go in that hospital, and that's communism right there. And then they own you. They own you. If you go in there, they own you. I mean, you can't. What are you gonna do, huh? Well, you dig your family member up from a year from now, and they got newspaper inside where the organs go. Hey, these are vicious, cruel people. They do what they did to me. It's the cruelest. It's the cruelest thing you could ever say. I let you listen to some of my videos. You can hear. I said, don't take that oxygen off her. I'm standing there with a lawyer. I got a lawyer on the phone, man. Stop this, man. Y'all can't do this. Don't you take that oxygen off of her. You can hear me. Don't you pull that oxygen. They're fixing to take the oxygen off her. Don't you dare take that oxygen off her. I got a lawyer. I'm going to sue y'all, man. You take one organ from her, I'm going to sue you. Yes, all right, sir. You can do that. But you're going to step back now, sir. Step back or go to jail. There's all. One dude had he had a uniform on like he was a doctor. His paperwork was turned around backwards. You know that? And he was watching me, man. That was one of their decoys right there. And I know that. See, I know. What are you gonna do? Look at it upside down for? What is it what was it that they had to have 2 donor guards on Lacey? They wasn't even allowed to go down there and see her at the morgue. You think about what I'm saying. My ex-wife said she was a sister and they let her go down there. You can't go though. Why? Because I told you a demonette. I called you a demonette. And you need to go to jail, and I still say you need to go to jail. And she's the one that called you a demonette. I didn't even know what it said demonette was until I seen them people, and I know that. That's who she's talking about. You're a demonette. Now I know exactly what she's talking about. You're a demonette, and I got a ticket that goes to the moon, and your name is on it. I can put your name on there. If I could send it to the moon and you disappear there, I'd do it. y'all worstest people I ever met. You took her life away, you took my life, you took my soul away, and she don't get to see her grandbabies. Just wrong. Y'all dirty, wrong people, and you should go to jail. I'm an American citizen. I said citizen arrest. Lock the people up, get a damn indictment on them, and they don't go to damn jail. Or you know what? We'll go on with life. The jury says they're innocent. We'll go on with it. They got a 50-year post-mortem bullcrap. You believe that? Huh? 50-year post-mortem. I got the letter. I read it to you. Go look in one of my videos. Hit subscribe down there and you won't miss nothing. Okay? And come on back and see me. I'm going to let you feel what it feels like to be an heir to $12 million. Okay? Well, see what you think about how on communism is it. Huh? Can't save them, girl. That's something you tell me. That's yours. That's what a man does, okay? A man takes care of his woman. He can't take care of his woman. He ain't worth the fuck, okay? And when you're dealing with the damn police in the damn hospital, it's just something that you just don't imagine could happen, but it happened to me, okay? And I don't want it to happen to you, and that's what I'm trying to do. Stop it. I'm going to do it with the rest of my breath that I have. I'm going to stop this murdering thieves, okay? And you want to join me in my quest? Hey, let's get some freedom in this country. Huh? Hey, vote me as your president. I'll then show you what to do, okay? We need to weigh the moon down. If you're into that, hey, let's weigh it down. You want to use the sun and no more all these other fuels and all that crap? Hey, let's use all sun, man. Let's get all the energy we can get from the sun and leave the core alone. Okay, let's leave the core alone. And I'm going to let everybody out of jail that's in jail for a drug charge. I'll let them all out. First day I get in there, I'm going to push for that. I'm going to get everybody out of jail that's in there for drugs. And we're going to rock and roll this place. Shut the goddamn borders down. Fucking drugs is goddamn legal. Tax all the drug dealers. We have plenty of money. Everybody's kids can go to college, and it'll all die down. There's no rules to break. Come on now, okay? You know what I mean? Get a good job, and let's keep all our businesses here. Quit buying overseas. Buy here in America and make it cheaper on people to buy here. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it cheaper. I'm going to do it and stand on the principle, you slap me, I'll slap you back. And then I don't have to have any military. All I got to have is a nuclear bomb. And I'll point it at whoever wants to fuck with me, okay? And on my country. And you believe in the freedom that we have, we'll be free, man. And follow the Constitution. Every state should be able to do that. We shouldn't have all these different laws. But say, and it doesn't even matter because Congress passed a law that says that you got a right to take your organs to the ground with you if you want to. You can say yes or no. And them doctors and nurses, they didn't care about that. And they didn't care about Congress passed that law. We have our own. Nobody can take it. Hey, if you're giving your organs up, your family member can't stop you. Okay? Right now, but they can sure kill you off, though. And to give up your organs, I can't believe anybody would be threatened that way. That's a terrible shame, man. This is the truth. Look at all the videos. Go back and look at all the videos, okay? Come on back and see me, and we're gonna let you feel what it feels like to be heir to $12 million. Okay, bye-bye.